Hi guys, this is Paul with Tweaktown back here at Storage Visions 2015. Right now we're sitting down with Jerome McFarland from Diablo Technologies. We recently had a very rare opportunity to test one of the fastest storage devices on the planet, which is the ULLtraDIMM, which Diablo Technology works on with SanDisk in cooperation. What they've done is they've placed NAND memory on the memory bus. And this allows the lowest latencies that you can possibly provide, along with a whole host of other advantages. And we have a full review that covers just about every aspect, including performance testing on the site. And we're here to talk with Jerome about a few of the finer details of the architecture. One thing that really impresses me about the MCS architecture, which is memory channel storage, is the modularity. And it seems like it's almost built with a forward-thinking architecture, because you guys can not only use NAND, which is what you're doing now, but you can move into other things, correct?
Definitely, Paul. That's a very astute observation. I mean, the way that we architected the memory channel storage technology is with forward-thinking ideas and revolutionary architectures in mind, even beyond what people do today with block storage. So from our perspective, we're very modular on the front end. To move from DDR3 to DDR4 is no issue for us. We have the DDR3 product available today, and we'll soon be releasing products from DDR4. And on the back end, as you mentioned, whether it's 19 nanometer MLC, whether it's 3D NAND, whether it's TLC, it's very easy for us to adopt new NAND flash technologies with our various partners.
And even future technologies such as MRAM or things of that nature, PCM, you could easily integrate?
Definitely. There's no reason that we can't use an alternative technology to NAND flash. From our perspective, we interface with a storage subsystem today on the back end. So if that storage subsystem was based on some other technology besides NAND flash, like PCM as you mentioned, that's something that we could definitely support also.
So you guys have the hardware aspect covered. There's definitely a plan to move forward with any type of whatever technology wins, and essentially. But it also enables, it's almost a catalyst, the MCS, to rethink the way that applications can use storage, because you're providing a service so much faster and with much lower latency than anything before. What future uses do you see that you guys can expand into with the MCS architecture?
There's a lot of things that we're working on today with MCS. We look at it, kind of like you mentioned, as a platform that enables capability that really wasn't possible with previous storage solutions. So if you think about what's happening at kind of the transactional level of memory channel storage, we're on the DDR interface. So we're managing very granular, high-speed, high-frequency transactions, and we're abstracting that up into a block storage interface for today's device, for today's solutions. But as we move forward, we're going to be exposing some of that lower level functionality and expanding that to provide application level features that give some interesting new functionality. One of the things that we talked about a little bit at FMS was our nanocommit technology. So nanocommit is going to give you the ability to persist very small size writes to flash at extremely high transaction rates. And when I say small size, I'm talking about like 64 byte transactions. Wow. CPU cache line granularity. And we've already shown in our prototypes that you can do over 700 million 64 byte transactions per second with around 40 nanoseconds of latency.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And the speed of that can almost allow for the use of it as an adjunct to DRAM, maybe address it even as an extra set of DRAM that's maybe just slightly slower. How do you see the possibilities of that? Are you guys looking at leveraging that capability?
Definitely. All those things are definitely things that we're working on. The ability to handle those small size transactions and persist them very quickly, that's going to give us the ability to take a region of DRAM and effectively make that region of DRAM persistent. So you can think of an API that we'll offer where you provide a region of DRAM, all the writes to that DRAM are now going to be persistent. So you can think of an in-memory database that needs to write transaction logs, and today those transaction logs may be written to a storage device on the I/O interface, and that performance of writing those logs can often be the bottleneck to the application level performance. In our world, where you're writing to the nanocommit-enabled persistent region of DRAM, that write is happening at RAM speed. So you're no longer bottlenecking the application by having to persist those logs.
Well, and what's really impressive about that too, and it's, of course, it would be impossible to overlook it, is where are you going to get a 400 gigabyte DRAM stick?
Yeah,
nowhere.
Exactly.
And you can put 400 gigabytes per slot right now, and with future technologies or even just standard MLC as the progression, you guys are going to be at 800 gigabytes. terabytes will be on the roadmap soon, correct?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we look at it as, we think NAND flash has a lot of legs. We think the capabilities of flash memory, and really, often it's overlooked that flash is memory. We think the capabilities of flash memory have not been fully exposed to the system, and putting it on the DDR3 bus is one of the architectural advances that we've brought to bear that's going to enable us to do even more with it. So things like nano commit, there's technology called memory expansion that we're working on. All these things are things that we think can utilize flash to get even more performance and capability than anyone's done before.
And with it rolling out now into several OEM partners, you guys have definitely generated an ecosystem of partners, correct?
Yes.
So it's definitely moving forward, and it can revolutionize a number of things, how software interacts with it, and also even form factors of servers, because you can cram so much in a small space.
Definitely. You can put these in blades, you can put them in racks. Pretty much anywhere where you've got standard DRAM today, from a form factor perspective, you can fit memory channel storage.
That's great. And so the future is exciting for ULLtraDIMM. And be sure to take a look at our article if you guys want a little more in-depth information. And thanks for stopping by, Jerome. We appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, Paul.
Thank you.